Endurance athletes don't need speed, right? No, it's actually easy to believe that just because you're training for a long distance event, say a 10K, a half marathon or even a full, then you don't need any speed. But actually adding speed work into your training can make a significant difference and improve your ability to race well. So today I've chosen one of my favourite speed work sessions that I'm going to share with you. And let me tell you, you're in for a treat. Don't be scared by the word speed. Yes, it might conjure up images of Usain Bolt in the 100-metre final, but we're being realistic here and we're not trying to break any records. Speed work when it comes to long distance training actually refers to running faster than your normal running or training pace. So it's about changing up the speed, getting your legs moving quicker than they would do normally in training, and even working a little bit faster than your current race pace. And note, I say current race pace, and that's because if you do a few of these sessions, you'll soon find that your race pace is going to be much quicker. I'm obviously a convert, but I feel that I might still need to convince a few of you. So how about if I told you that it helps to build muscle, it increases your heart rate, it recruits fast-twitch muscle fibers, it burns calories, it improves your fitness, and it obviously helps your overall running efficiency and form? Well, I think you might be in, but I have forgotten to tell you one thing. It's, I'm afraid, going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but that's also got a plus point because it's going to help you to mentally prepare for your next race when you've really got to push through that barrier. I must admit I've struggled to choose because there are so many great sessions out there for speed work, but I've narrowed it down to one of my favourites, and today we are going to be doing sets of 800s at 5k pace. Start off with the warm-up. I've broken that into two parts. So we've got 10-minute easy jog, followed by 5 minutes of building per minute until you finish at a strong pace, and then 1 minute easy jog as you then go straight into some drills. So do some drills that are specific for you. I'm going to cover some drills in a moment in this video. And then you're going to finish that off with 2 lots of 80 meters of strides, building from 60% up to 90% on the first one, walk back to the start, and then the second set, build from 70% up to full pace. And then you should be ready to start that main set, which is 5 lots of 800 meters at your 5k pace with 2 minutes of rest. And I suggest just walking on that rest. And then once you've done your session, finish it up with 10 minutes of easy jogging. Well, that was a pretty quick overview of the session plan, but I'm going to be going into more detail as I'm going to be doing it with you as we go. So let's start off with the warm-up. Now, it's 10 minutes jog to start with, but I cannot emphasize enough the importance of a warm-up if you're doing a speed work session. You obviously need to get your heart rate up and your blood flowing, but it's important to reduce the chance of injury, but also to be able to get the most out of the session and really find that speed that you're looking for. And we're going to come on to drills in a moment, and it's really important not to skip these as well, as they will help with that running form and efficiency. One of the key points for doing a speed work session in the first place. Now moving on to the drills, and I've chosen ones that I know help my running technique and perfectly finish off any warm-up. So start with 2 lots of 50 meters high knees with a jog back to the start after each one. Straight into 50 meters out and back doing side steps, swapping the lead leg every 4 strides. Then 2 lots of 50 meters A-frame high skips. And for these, you want to focus on height and having a short contact time on the ground. And jog back in between each one. You'll certainly need to recover after each of these. And finally, into 2 reps of 80 meters of strides. Rep 1, start at around 60% of your maximum and build up to 90%. Rep 2, start at 70% and then finish at a full pace. But make sure you do a very easy jog back to the start after each one. After that thorough warm-up, you should be feeling mentally and physically ready to tackle this session. So today we've got 5 lots of 800 meters at your 5k pace, and you want to try to make sure that every rep is the same pace and you finish feeling as though you couldn't do any more. Now, getting the pacing right does take a little bit of practice, but you'll soon learn how much you can push it. Anyway, that's enough of the warm-up, enough of me chatting. I think it's time we got going. The first rep should actually feel quite comfortable, so the key will be holding back and not getting carried away. If you have a pace watch, then keep an eye on the pace you should be holding. And if you're running on a track, it's a good idea to work out what pace you should hit each 200 meters to check that you're on the right pace. All right, 2 minutes might seem like quite a lot of rest after set one, but trust me, you're going to want all of those 120 seconds by the time you get to the third or fourth set. Now, for this recovery, it's a good idea to keep it active. I personally prefer to walk, as it lets your heart rate drop, but it still keeps your muscles warm and ready for that next session. You can do a gentle jog if you want, but I'd avoid sitting down because you will definitely feel it when it comes around to that next set. Rep 2, you should now be getting into your rhythm. So try to picture a 5K race and remember how that feels, and that should guide you to your effort levels. So this is just above your threshold pace, and at this stage, it should feel around a 6 to 7 out of 10. Right, now you're into the meaty part. So reps 3 and 4 are the ones that really make the difference. Focus on keeping that same pace, but be aware the effort level is going to have to increase to do so. And you'll probably notice that your heart rate is increasing too. And this is going to feel more like an 8 out of 10 by now. Right, you really want to make sure at this stage especially that you're making the most out of your rest. So you're taking deep breaths, try and relax your shoulders, shake out your arms and your legs, anything to help move that lactic and get you ready for that next session. And it's at this stage in the session that it becomes crucial to think about your form, your running form and your efficiency, because that's what will cross over to a race when you're really starting to hurt. And if you've got a friend nearby who's watching or supporting you, see if you can ask them to take a photo, and you can then look at your form and compare the photo with how you think you look to how you actually look, and it gives you a good bit of feedback. Okay, time's come for the final lap, and hopefully you've got enough left in the tank to maintain that pace that I expect you had really comfortably at the start, and now it's starting to hurt a little bit. But I find that if I break it up, that really helps. So when I'm running on the track, I break it into quarters, so I think of each 200 meters, or if I'm running to time, then I do it in 60-second blocks, but I'm gonna need that right now. Here goes. You might find you've not worked quite hard enough and there is a bit more. So instead of going flat out on the last lap, consider adding in a 6th this time. Then when you come back to the session next time, you can make your target pace quicker and maybe even aim for 6 from the start. Oh, high five! We've done it! Oh, that's a nice feeling. But stay with me, because there's still a very important part left of this session. Yes, the warm down. I know you probably want to go and sit on the sofa and put your feet up right now, but trust me, getting in a nice, really easy 10-minute jog will pay off in the long run, because it'll just get that lactic acid out and help you recover so you're feeling stronger for that next session. Now, I know I did today's session on a track, but you can actually do it anywhere. So if you've got a smartwatch, then you can measure out 800 meters, either on a straight out and back, or if you've got a loop somewhere near you, that's ideal. And it doesn't matter if it's a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, just adjust your rest and your pace accordingly. And if you don't have a smartwatch, well, don't worry, because you can still do this session. And I used to actually do a version of it where I would run at my 5K pace effort for 3 minutes and then take a 2-minute rest. Just try to find somewhere that's fairly flat so you can at least replicate it the same way through, and you could even make it part of your longer run if you so wish. So there's some options there for you. And to give you an idea on the sort of pace you need to be hitting, say you run a 5K in 20 minutes, then the 800s need to be 3 minutes 12 seconds per rep. If you're a 25-minute 5K runner, that would give you 4 minutes. That gives you a little bit of an idea. Once you've got these times in your head, you can pretty much take this session anywhere. Right, I will be amazed if you don't feel incredibly chuffed with yourself completing that session. You should do, and I certainly do. But if you have just watched it at home, hopefully it's got you motivated to go and do it. So I challenge you to head out and do this session this week, and then let me know how you got on. You can do that in the comment section below, because I would genuinely love to know. If you've enjoyed the video or even enjoyed the session, then hit that thumb up button and give us a like. And if you want to make sure you get all of our videos here at GTN, just hit the globe and you can subscribe. And if you want to see another session a little bit similar to this, Mark did a 60-minute workout on a brick session, that's just down here. And if you are just returning to running after injury and you want some tips, you can get some help just here.